Ladies and gentlemen, how are you tonight? Holy cow. Are we on fire or what? Thank you so much, everybody. I'm pumped. The team is pumped. We are so honored to have this opportunity to spend tonight with you. But more importantly, tonight, you're going to be filled with so much information, so much knowledge that I can promise you this. A true transformation will take place in your life tonight, one way or the other. I'm going to give you some free stuff tonight that's going to completely blow your mind. I'm going to show you exactly how you can achieve everything you've ever wanted in life. Step by step, how to start, how to scale, how to grow real estate in the next 45 days is the game plan tonight. But I'm giving away a bunch of stuff for free. You don't have to pay for anything. Tonight, I'm showing you the 3 skills that I personally use to go from being homeless with 2 kids to funding over $1.8 billion in real estate across and with over 13,000 clients in the last 12 years, and how they have all built massive portfolios. If you stick with me till the end, I'm going to give you access to the exact step-by-step program, the guide, the rule book, the playbook that show you how to figure this out and how much each and every deal you can do and how much money you're going to make on every property. And what I've shared with you already, I want to restate. We have a very, very special guest going to join us tonight that I guarantee you're going to enjoy and love and be excited about. My man, Andy Elliott. Now, how many here in the chat? I want to know this. How many people here know of Andy Elliott? Type of me in there. Tell me. How many of you have heard of and know Andy Elliott? This guy, in the last 5 years, has risen to the top in coaching, doing 9 figures each and every year, motivating, training, and teaching hundreds of thousands of people. He is joining us tonight, right here live. He's going to give you so much information that you're going to be just blown away. You are the special group. We've been running these for a while now. Tonight, this group gets all the special treatment. Because you showed up, I promise you, you will not leave here tonight empty-handed. Okay? Love it. Absolutely love it. All right. For the experienced people, now we went through and talked about a bunch of people who are brand new, never done a deal, and this is going to be really geared for them up front. But what I want to tell each and every one of you, for those of you who are overqualified, meaning you've done multiple deals, you're experienced, you have a lot of knowledge and information, and you're ready to scale. And when I say scale, I'm talking 8, 10, 12 deals per month. We've got something I'm going to show you at the end. After we've demoed everything else, after Andy's done his deal, stay on because we've got a special gift for you guys at the end to show you how you can go to the next level with amazing simplicity and absolute profit and success. Okay? And I will tell you, it's not cheap, but I guarantee it, you will not be disappointed. All right? Now, let me be honest with all of you real quick. Before we get into this, as we're rolling out, let me be honest. You're not going to get rich in the next hour. You're not going to get your first deal under contract tonight, okay? When I first started all this, all I wanted to do was be working towards an object, be able to be working towards something and feel like I was in control of my financial future. When we started this, that's all I wanted. And so tonight, if I can help you do just even that, help you understand that you're now working towards a target, towards a goal, and you're in control of that financial success. If I can help you do that tonight, tonight will be an absolute success. One of our students who we brought into the program, immediately he went through and reviewed 498 deals, and these deals were all off-market hidden gems. Through our process and our program, he was able to secure 76 of them being viable, profitable deals, submitted 7 offers, received contracts on 4 of them, and we were able to take one, flip it, and make a $27,000 profit inside 120 days. Student number one with no experience. Latay was a retired military Marine. He was on disability, medical leave, making about $2,500 a month. And if you remember last year, when they had the government shutdown, he got no money for almost 4 months. This was a do or die situation. He jumped in. He did everything we asked him to do. He reviewed almost 500 deals, analyzed it down to 76, submitted the 7 offers, received 4 contracts. We jumped and ran on the first one, the easiest one, the quickest one, fixed it, flipped it, and sold it for $27,000. He said, I don't care if the government shuts down for the rest of my life. I don't need it anymore. That's the life transformation that we give to you. Anyone can do this, especially these days, especially with the right playbook, the right program, the right mentoring and guidance. Anyone can do this. It does not matter where you're at. Tonight, see, we're not talking about over-promising things, vague stuff that sounds easy and never delivers. I want you to understand there is no hype. I'm not going to tell you that you're going to make $10,000 a month cold calling people. I'm not going to give you these loopholes that just stop working the second you get off the program. I want you to understand this is real. This is legit. Okay? This is a real system, not just another grind. A repeatable way to find the deal, to know beyond all certainty that it's a good deal. And when I say good, I mean there's absolute profit in it. Be able to get it funded and be able to execute with rinse and repeat time after time and time again. Whether it's your first deal or your 50th deal, this system works across the board. Let's talk about who this is for, because I want to make sure. We hear so many people that say that this, I don't know that this is for me. Let me tell you, if you want a career in real estate, you want financial wealth, you want generational wealth, this is for you, okay? Whether you're a complete beginner and you're working 9 to 5, not a problem. You're a business owner and you've got capital and you know you don't want to put it in the market, but it's not doing any good sitting in the bank. You need to invest it. This is for you. Anyone who's looking to build a real estate portfolio, this is for you. And for those of you who are sick and tired of that job and are saying, I'm ready to be my own boss, call my own shots, build a career in real estate, this is absolutely for you. Okay? Who it's not for, let's clear the room right here, right now. There is no magic show going on tonight. This is no 3-day become a millionaire. This is no cold call for $10,000 a month guarantee. Call 500 people, you'll land 20, you'll sell 2, and you'll make 10,000. None of that. This is not for the people that are looking for the secret government list of DEA foreclosed and all that. We don't do that stuff. Okay? That's a fad. And it's very fickle. And the other thing that I want you to understand, because of my passion for real estate, what it's done for me and my family, I'm not interested in working with those people who treat real estate like a lottery ticket. And then more importantly, there's nothing in this world that you don't have to work your ass off for greatness. Nothing. Okay? So you have to be willing to put in the work. And I can promise you this, though. You put in the work, you follow the step-by-step program that I'm going to build for you, you will have tremendous success and a life that most people only dream of. My goal tonight is to show you the exact path of where you are right now and get your first deal under contract in the next 45 days. That's my goal tonight. My goal is to make sure that you walk away with a clear, actionable understanding with the key strategies and insight and the tools that you can use tonight. Take advantage of it and start growing and building your real estate portfolio. That's my goal tonight. Now, let me share with you a little bit why I know I'm qualified to help you become everything you've ever wanted to be as a person, as a spouse, as a leader, and through financial wealth in real estate. In 1994, I drove from Stillwell, Oklahoma down here to Dallas, Texas, and started my career. I got in the mortgage industry in 1994, and I had little to no money to my name. I didn't know anybody, and I started building a company in real estate. By 1998, I bought a RE/MAX franchise. Around 2000, had a title company and appraisal company. And by the early 2000s, we were doing well over $100 million a year in production. And then most of you may know the 2008 financial crisis happened. And because I didn't have a coach, because I didn't have a mentor, because I didn't have the foundation that I'm going to teach and show you, I lost it all. I lost it all. Became homeless, had a wife and 2 kids. We recycled water bottles to save money. I was going to garage sales, buying stuff from garage sales, polishing it up and selling it on eBay. I was doing whatever it took to keep the food on the table and the lights on. And I said, you know what? This is not going to work. I want more out of life. I had more. I lost it. And when I rebuild, I'm going to do it right. And then I'm going to teach others. See, I wanted everything that you guys want today. I wanted to be able to provide for my family. I wanted to have financial security. But more importantly, I wanted to have fulfillment and happiness. I wanted my life back. And I didn't want the stress and the pressures of the failure that I had succumbed to. Each and every one of you tonight are facing some of that. Financial insecurity, just wanting to have more for your family, more in life. You're here tonight because of that same reason. So I started rebuilding. And I had to take a sales job in insurance, but every day I knew there was more out there. I knew where I wanted to be and what I wanted to do. And I said, Lord, as I dropped to my knees, I said, Lord, as I build this back with your strength, your grace, your mercy, we're going to build a program and a platform that will transform lives. And so I started rebuilding. In 2015, I launched Global Integrity Finance. 2019, we were voted Private Lender of the Year, a National Private Lender of the Year. Right there is the plaque. And I can't see my finger. Right there's the plaque that says that. That's okay. In 2022, 2 years after COVID, when the whole world shut down, we rose back again and was Inc. 5000 top 100 fastest growing companies in real estate. During that time, I had flipped over 75 single family properties myself. And in last year alone, in 2024 and 2025, we acquired over 300, almost 300 units. And as I saw this rise up, I saw my life evolving back to my dreams that I'd always wanted. This is my wife, my daughter, and my grandson and granddaughter. This is me in Italy with my brother. This is me and my man, Andy Elliott, and his wife at their house in Arizona. There's the Inc. 5000 award. Me and Neil McDonough, who is an actor, me up in Colorado elk hunting. I had achieved that success back. And now it's time to show you exactly how you too can have everything you've ever wanted in life. See, I discovered it all the hard way. Years and years and years of hard work, but understanding and facing the trials and tribulations that you're facing today. And so today, I'm giving you the opportunity to do it a lot quicker, a lot simpler, a lot easier. See, I always believed that if I had somebody who'd already been there, done that, I don't need to reinvent the wheel. You have this opportunity tonight because I've been there. I've been wealthy. I've been dirt poor. I'd rather be wealthy again. And we built it back. And we built a platform and a program that now is duplicatable so that you too can have everything you've ever wanted in life. Yeah. You know, imagine what it would feel like finally having clarity, confidence, control over everything you do in this with absolute surety of the results, to know exactly what steps need to be taken and to see what you've been working on becoming real day in and day out. Imagine waking up each and every day with the freedom to choose how you want to spend that day, how you want to spend that time, who you work with, what projects you want to work on, and knowing that you're working in the business instead of working on the business. Imagine what life would look like when you have the tools, the strategies, and the confidence to create deal momentum time and time again and reaching your biggest goals in life. Can you imagine that? Skill set number one, you have to find the right deal. Everybody understand that, right? Throw in the chat, you agree. You have to have the right deals. Yes or no? Agree. Yeah. Veronica, Daniel. You have to have the right deals. Here's something I'll tell you what people put in there. 85% of your time will be spent looking for the right deal. Now, each and every one of you can jump onto Zillow, can jump onto realtor.com, can jump into Trulia, whatever, property radar, and all those things. And there's thousands of deals out there. The question is, and the reason why you haven't made a decision and put those under contract, because you don't know if they're the right deal. And that is important. Tonight, I'm going to show you how to do that in seconds. Okay. Skill set number one, finding the right deal. Skill set number two, doing the math. Not in days, not in weeks, but in seconds, in minutes. Being able to do the math and know that it is an absolute good deal, where my numbers are, and where I cannot deviate from that. And then skill set number three, being able to know the process from beginning to end, start to finish. Find the deal, review it, make your offer, land it, fix it up, sell it, rinse and repeat. This is the secrets I'm going to show you right here, right now. A lot of us wonder, why can't I get ahead? I'm working my tail end off. I'm putting in my 40, 50, 60 hours a week. I've been on my job 10, 12, 15 years, whatever. And yet you're not getting ahead. Number one, because the almighty dollar is worth less today than it was yesterday. And every day moving forward, the value of that dollar goes lower and lower and lower. So it doesn't matter. Your savings account is not going to ever get ahead of inflation. What you're saying inside that 10, 15, 20%, if you're lucky, is never going to build a retirement. You all know you must invest your savings into something that will compound value so that you can retire. 401k ain't getting it. The stock market ain't getting it. Crypto ain't getting it. And I want you to stop. See, real estate is the one thing that you can invest in, and it will compound. In fact, real estate, if you can look right here, will pay you 4 different ways. Number one, you buy a property and you get a tenant and put in there. That tenant's paying the mortgage with a positive cash flow done right. As you hold that property longer and longer, appreciation happens. So I buy it for $300 today. In 5 years, it's worth $370, $380. Not only that, my mortgage payments have been paying the balance down, so that equity spread is building. So now I only owe $270. It's worth $390. I just got $110,000 equity that quick, that fast. You can't get that in a savings account. You can't get that into a crypto. And the amazing thing is, for you business owners who are looking to deploy capital, you throw it into real estate, it's a tax credit. There's no more capital gains. You're now having tax credits because of that cost of doing business. So not only are you earning on your profits from your business, you're now gaining in a retirement. And what's so amazing, there's so many ways to get into real estate. It's not just fix and flip. It's not just buy and hold. Let me share with you so many different opportunities. Multifamily for generational wealth. Section 8 housing, where the government makes a guaranteed payment on those those tenants. Slam dunk. Wholesaling. You want to get into real estate and have no money, no experience? Wholesaling will get you there overnight, and you're running and gunning 3, 5, 6, 8 deals a month. Fix and flip. Find some good deals, you get it in a good market, you make 20, 30, 40, 50,000. Our boy Latate Wilson, no experience, military retired, jumped in, fixed and flipped, made $27,000 inside 120 days, and now it's churning and burning month after month because those other 5 contracts are paying off, and he's continuing to do the rinse repeat. The Burr method, which is buy it, rehab it, refinance, rent it, repeat. Here's what's so awesome is you can start this right where you live. You buy a duplex, you live in one half, you rent the other half, that tenant pays the mortgage, you're living rent free. That's house hacking. Airbnb via VRBOs, buying properties throughout the whole United States and renting them out on a daily rent rate. One of the fastest growing things that took off 5, 6, 7 years ago is amazing today. Sub twos, we have homeowners who are in a situation where they're losing their mortgage because of inflation, because of the economy, and they just don't want the foreclosure. We can work with them and show them how we can do a keys for deed. Okay? And therefore, you now take ownership of that property and you sell or finance it or rent it, and you're making cash flow and you had no money out of pocket to do that. And co-living. Single room occupancy, one of the fastest growing things going on right now, whether it be shared housing, student housing, government executive housing. There's so many co-living opportunities nationwide. It's unbelievable. And here's what's amazing. Here's what I want you to fully understand, that on every property, you have 2 exits. One is you sell it to a family who wants to move in as their primary resident, or you sell it to an investor who wants to turn it into a rental. I want you to look at that statistic right there. 6.5 million housing shortage in America today. If there's 6.5 million people looking for housing in America today and they can't find it, it's our fiduciary duty to provide them what they're looking for. This is the opportunity that's presented to you tonight, and I'm going to show you exactly how to capitalize on it. It doesn't matter whether you work 9 to 5 and you're just wanting to make extra income to replace your income down the road or build a retirement fund. It does not matter. Or you're that person that says, I'm sick of the job. Sick of my coworkers, I'm sick of my boss. I want to be my own boss and I want out. Or like we shared, you own a business, you got cash flow coming in, you need to do something with it so you're not paying taxes on it. You reinvest it into an LLC, that LLC invests into real estate and you pay 0 taxes. I can show you how to do that. And we do it all day long. Anyone can do this. Anyone can do this today. And that's the problem. See, AI has made it so easy that the big money, the big players are flooding the industry and buying everything up. And I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, we've been in a 4-year recession, meaning our real estate bubble is about to burst. It's never been this long that real estate has been squashed down. Even from the 2008 crisis, the financial crisis, it was only down for 2.5 years. COVID, down a year. Since 2022, our real estate industry has been crippled. It's about to bust. And AI is going to help revolutionize it. And I'm going to show you tonight how we will work with you with these tools. The good news is we're on top of AI. We are extremely driven by AI. And I'm going to show you some amazing tools tonight that you can be a part of if you're ready. Now you may be thinking, hey, Toby, how do I get started? And how do I know I'm going to do it right? It all comes down to the one thing that I talked about, finding the right deal. You find the right house, you can do any of these, whether it be multifamily, house hack, it doesn't matter. You find the right deal, and that's what's so awesome about it. I want you to understand this. When you find the right house, you can put it in 4 or 5 different opportunities, and we can see which one's going to capitalize the most. That's the difference. It's not just one, do I do it as a fix and flip or do I do it as a buy and hold? You have now options on where that property is going to be best use of. That's what we teach you. 3 skill sets: find the right house, run the numbers, buy it, land it, fix it, sell it, repeat. Okay? The opportunity exists right now. You know it. That's why you're on here tonight. The question isn't whether real estate works. We already know it works. You already know it works because you already know people who are less capable than you that are doing it. The question is, do you believe you can do it? And do you truly believe you can do it? Do you truly believe? I need you to believe it, not want it, not hope for it, not dream about it. I want you to want it so bad that you're pissed that you haven't already done it. That's where I need you to be. Okay? Because I know you can. I know beyond a shadow of a doubt, every one of you on here tonight can make this happen. I know it for a fact. Imagine locking down your first investment property in the next 6 weeks. Just think about it. You make a decision tonight, and in the next 6 weeks, you got your first deal under contract. Just imagine that. And here's how you're going to do it. Okay? Are you ready? Here we go. I'm going to show you 3 skill sets that you need. Number 1, finding the right deal. Nothing works without the right deal. Nothing. Okay? But you got to know where to find them. And if you've been spending time with a realtor on MLS, on Zillow, I need you to stop. Okay? I need you to stop. The reason why you haven't taken down your first contract, number 1, is because you're looking in the wrong spot. I'm going to show you where to be looking. Okay? It's not on Zillow. It's not on MLS. In fact, it's not online. Okay? For every 100 deals that close, only 5% of them are online where everybody in the whole world can find them. The other 95% are hidden. They're where nobody's looking. And this is what I've discovered over the last 12 years, working with over 13,000 clients and funding over $1.8 billion in deals. This is what I've discovered. Okay? There's 4 places. Write this down. This is your homework. This is your free coaching tonight. There's 4 places for you to find the right deals. And you can find them this week, tonight, starting here. Okay? Memorize these 4 because 95% of your wealth is going to come from right here. Number 1, distressed owners. I'm going to go really slow because this is free. I charge $1,000 an hour for this. Distressed owners. Number 1, okay? What does that look like? Pre-foreclosure, notice of default, tax lien delinquencies. When a property owner has a property they're about to lose, they need out. And I'm going to tell you the secret. Distressed owners are even deeper than this. They are non-owner occupied. So write this down because it's not on here. You do not want somebody as a primary resident. Do not chase the man or the woman that's their primary resident and they're about to get foreclosed on. You will waste your time. Okay? So here's a special note, special freebie. Non-owner occupied, vacant, pre-foreclosure, notice of default, tax lien delinquents. That is your golden goose. Okay? This person bought a property and at the time it was an asset, but now it's vacant, it's run down, and he's about to lose it. This is a very, very distressed seller who needs out because now it's no longer an asset, it's a liability. And we work with these guys by the hundreds and make them offers, bail them out, and we become their heroes. This is your rule number 1, category number 1, out of the 4, distressed owners, okay? Category number 2, life events. Probate. Somebody died. And they've inherited a house. A nephew, a grandchild has inherited a house. They normally live in another state. They want nothing to do with it. They just want some money out of it and move on. They have no desire to fix it up. They definitely don't know who realtor to use. And they just want a cash offer and out the window. We run and gun those all day long. Divorce. 1 out of 2 people in the U.S. get a divorce. 72% of them don't like each other. Okay? 72% of the 1 out of 2 that get divorced don't like each other. Therefore, they want their money and they want to part ways. Number 3, out-of-state owners. We bought a property in Longview, Texas, 94-unit apartment complex for an owner who owned it who lived in California, and he needed out. We bought a 94-unit apartment complex with a distressed seller, and I paid $3,757 for it. That is God's truth. That property today is worth almost $6 million. I can't go into the details, but that's the kind of seller you're looking for. That's what we teach. And number 3, vacant and neglected. Okay? How do I know if it's vacant and neglected? Number 1, city code violations. You can get those off the city websites. They got debris violations. They've got yard maintenance violations. They got trash violations. They got the house is falling apart violations. The city goes, they have a city code enforcement guy who drives around and writes tickets on houses. You pull that up, there they are. You know that guy is not interested in that house anymore. USPS vacancy records showing that the mail's no longer being delivered there. Driving for dollars. We all drive neighborhoods, drive around. You see tall grass. You see mailbox stuck in, or mail stuck in the mailbox. You see that the house is vacant. This is a vacant, neglected house that is a gold mine. Okay? In category number 4, I'm going to tell you a quick story about that. Tired landlords. One of our students, he's 74 years old. His retirement's running out. He has to do something fast. He has found a gentleman who has 24 single-family properties that are all vacant, and he's negotiating with him right now to take those down. And we're getting very creative in the financing so that the seller doesn't have to pay capital gains, and we don't have to come out of pocket $4.5 million. Tired landlords, retired landlords are your best option because they're done. How do you find them? Find the guy who's always at the courthouse filing eviction notices. Okay? See that, look them up and see that they're no longer having the rentals, their listings have expired. And they've been on property deeds on multiple properties for a long time. They're ready to retire and enjoy it and quit fighting the hustle and bustle. Those are the 4 categories. Write this down. These are the 4 places that will guarantee you find the right deal every time. And none of this is going to be on MLS and Zillow. Okay? All right. Here's what's awesome. For you seasoned investors who know that what I just said was the gospel truth, but you're like, Toby, I got 5 programs. I got 16 spreadsheets. I got all this other stuff that I got to manage all this. I got to go to the city court records. I got to go to the tax probate. We've got a program that I'm going to show you tonight that wraps all this up into one neat little package for you that you can sort through 8.5 million properties, narrow that down to about 200-300 in your neighborhood in less than 30 seconds. These exact owners, this exact deal, we're going to show you later on tonight. Driving for dollars is a waste. You're absolutely right. Pick up the phone, dial for dollars. We don't even want to dial for dollars either. We don't want old school. I'm going to show you how to throw the old school ways out the window so that you're using your time wisely. Here's something I wanted to tell, and this is not in here. I'm going to get real with you guys. Is that okay? I'm going to get real with you. There's one asset that I need you to fully understand. It's the most valuable asset you have. Okay? Hear me, please. I'm going to get real right here. Time is the most valuable asset you have. And if you're wasting it through old school, that's exactly what you're doing, is you're wasting it. I'm going to show you tonight how to sort through hundreds of deals in minutes so that you can narrow your time, your energy, and your money to the right deal and churn and burn profitability. Okay? For those veterans, those guys that are ready to go from 2 to 3 deals a month to 6, 7, 8, 10 deals a month, stay with me because I'm going to show you exactly our program. We're going to demo it here live. I got 3 demos I'm doing for you tonight. Okay? But I just gave away stage 1 of the free courses. All right? We talked about where to find these deals. Not going to go over that again. Tonight, do your homework. No, those four categories are your goose that's laying the golden egg. And those are the deals you need to find each and every time so that you can guarantee it's the right deal. Okay. Do this wrong, it'll take you hours, maybe even weeks. Okay. You have the right tools, the right system, you do it in minutes. And we just talked about the old way. Somebody jumped in the chat and they talked about the old way. Being, driving for dollars, dialing for dollars, driving neighborhoods, all that stuff. Logging into the county records, logging into the court databases, downloading Excel spreadsheets, door knocking for the sellers. That's the old way, and you can do that. You can start right here tonight. I just showed you where the properties are. You have the ability to now go find them. And it is old school, and people have made millions doing it. I'm not going to knock it. Okay. And you can do this for free. But it's also be a lot of work and a lot of hustle. And that's the point I need you to understand. Okay. Or you can stay with me a little bit longer, and I'm going to show you exactly how AI is changing. No, AI is revolutionizing. Revolutionize. Is that it? Revolutionizing? Yeah, close enough. The world in real estate. Okay. Let me show you exactly how my AI can turn this around. Okay. All right. You guys ready to see a demo? I need to see a yes in the chat. Are you ready to see how simple and easy it is? Throw a yes in the chat. Let's go. Need to wake them up. All right. So this is my digital mind. I'm going to show you right here, right now. I need somebody to give me a city that you want to do real estate investing in. Don't give me a zip code. Don't give me an address. Just give me a city, and I'm going to show you how quick, how easy you can become a real estate investor right here, right now. Hey, Toby's AI. I am a brand new real estate investor. I need you to go into Huntington, West Virginia, find me 2 zip codes that I can start looking at doing fix and flips or buy and holds. What's my top 2 zip codes in Huntington, West Virginia?
Looked into Huntington, West Virginia, and the top zip codes to watch are 25705, 25701, and 25530. In 25705, the median home price is about 174,950, and rents average around 950 a month. In 25701, it's a popular area but has a higher vacancy risk, and 25530 is considered a potential edge opportunity, though it has fewer comps. Next step, pick one zip, run comps, and test your numbers this week. Are you ready to narrow it down?
So yeah, let's jump into 25705. Tell me why that's a good place, and should I focus on fix and flips or buy and hold?
In Huntington, West Virginia, the 25705 zip code is showing moderate price growth. The average home value is about 176,845, up 4.2% year over year, with homes typically going pending in about 26 days. Median rents are around $95.95 per month, giving a gross yield near 6.6%. The market is somewhat competitive, so if you buy under about $120,000 and keep rehab tight, you have a decent flip margin. Next, pull 10 to 15 recent sold comps and see which deals fit your strategy.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was a teaser. This is 30 years, over 20,000 loans approved and declined, fix and flip, rentals, multifamily, and every deal we've looked at has been put into this and built this parameter. You as a brand new investor, brand new real estate investor, can use this to guide and direct you. And we're going to take this one step further here in a minute. I just wanted to show you, we're going to do it in about 3 more slides. Okay. I just want to show you how quick, how simple it is to have absolution on where to start. Because every one of you said, I want to do this, but I don't know where to start. I want to do this. I know this is where I want, but I don't know what I don't know. I have built this for you exclusively so that you never have to be in doubt again. This is step 1 of 3 demos I'm going to do. Keep this in mind. We'll circle back to it. All right. It is what I call my digital mind. It's built exclusively for real estate investing. It's an absolute guideline of what to do and what not to do, why to do it, why not to do it. If you're not in a blue state, start in your backyard. Absolutely, Gail. You're not wrong. All right, Melissa, we're going to get to that cost because I promise you, you're going to be blown away. All right, stick with me, girl. Stick with me. All right. Once you build this one skill on knowing how to ask it, how to determine, you can submit offer after offer after offer all day long. Okay. Finding the right deal, knowing which way to take it. This will tell you. So we're going to go into a little bit deeper, but we can say, okay, we found a property. Is it best to do a fix and flip? Is it best to do a buy and hold? Is it best to just wholesale it? What's going to be my best capitalization on this opportunity? That's the unique thing that you're getting tonight. Okay. Here's Sandra and Renee, a mother and daughter who's out of Atlanta. They went through 237 properties through our program, narrowed it down to 47 that really met the criteria that we liked, submitted 3 offers, and got one accepted inside 45 days. And that was going to net them a little over $82,000. That's skill set number 1, ladies and gentlemen. How to find the right deal. Skill set number 2. What's stopping you? What's stopping you? What has stopped you in the past? I know nothing's stopping you moving forward, but in the past, what has stopped you from jumping into real estate investing up until this one? 2 and 3, 1, 2 and 3, afraid, money, what to do, 3, what to do. Good question. 2 and 3, 2 and 3 and 4. Victoria, you just needed to put number 1 because number 1, you were afraid because of 2, 3, and 4. See, I want to show you tonight, we're going to remove all that fear. We're going to remove the fear. I already told you, and you all agreed, you don't need money. And I'm also going to show you step by step on what to do. And time is going to be your friend. So I'm going to remove that. And I can promise you, if I haven't done it by the end of this, I want you to let me know I've left something out. But number 1, I've already shown you that what to do and how to do it. And it gets even better than that. Okay. Skill set number 2, the math. Once you find a deal, how do you know it's a good deal? And the way to know it's a good deal is to be able to analyze it in seconds, not weeks, not days, in seconds. You have to be able to do this. So take note. You need to be able to analyze your deal and know if it's a go or no go in seconds. Finding the right deal is not easy. And when you find the right deal, you have to know within seconds that it is so that you can make an offer before anybody else finds it. This is what we're going to show you tonight. Speed of implementation is the absolute secret to success. We do this every day, all day long. Okay? There's 4 things you have to know. And that's it. And I need you guys to quit overthinking it. So here's secret number 2, being able to analyze, know these 4 numbers, and run with it, period. And because of this, I need you to remove the emotion. Okay? Number 1, what's it cost? MAO is maximum allowable offer. That means I will not offer a dime over this. I need to know beyond a shadow of a doubt, what is my walkaway number? And if the seller won't accept it, I'm done. I move on to the next one. Number 2, how much is the scope of work? What's the repair cost? You got to be able to do that in seconds. Now, here's what all y'all are doing. I guarantee you, you're waiting for your contractor to go walk the property. You're waiting for the seller or the realtor to get you an appointment to open up the house for you to walk the property. And that takes days. And that whole time, somebody else is already throwing an offer in there. This is why you're losing deals. Number 3, what's it going to sell for? And here's the other deal. I don't know. I don't remember how many realtors were on here. I'm sure plenty. ARV cannot be on projected valuation. I don't care that Costco's moving in. I don't care that Google's moving in the next 5 years. I don't care that Amazon's putting a factory. I don't care. Neither does the market. Because you know how many times we've heard that before? All I care about is what sold last week, last month, last 6 months. Whatever the property sold for the last 6 months is what it's guaranteed to sell for in the next 6 months, regardless of all the improvements, regardless of all that you hope and dream and pray for. So stop thinking or being sold. Oh, I know that all the houses sold for $500,000 in this neighborhood, but this house is going to sell for $750,000. Because you know what? It's this. Stop. This is why you're uncertain. This is why you're nervous. And you should be. You should be. And then finally, to know beyond a shadow of doubt if this is a go or no go, you know exactly what your profit is. Money in the bank. That's all you need to know. Period. And I'm going to show you how easy it is to get to that in seconds. Okay? All right. Write this formula down. There's 3 things that we talked about: purchase price, cost of rehab, ARV. You can control 2 of the 3, but the third one you cannot. ARV. You cannot control it. The market tells you what the ARV is. Not a realtor, not a broker, not a neighbor. The market tells you what that property will sell for when it's fixed up, period. Okay? The scope of work. We know what it's going to take. We control it. From that, we know our absolute max offer, what we can buy it for. We control that. And when those numbers stay inside that box, you're guaranteed profit and success. Anything outside that box is a crapshoot. And if you're going to do that, if you're going to gamble, go to Vegas. Okay? Go to Vegas. Stay within the 70% rule. Here's a simple math. Simple math. Property is worth $300,000 with the 70% rule in my head right here, right now. I know my max cost is $210,000. Okay, so I know out of a $300,000 ARV at 70%, my max cost, not my purchase price, my max cost is $210,000. Then I back out my scope of work. Let's say it's $50,000. Then from that, I know my max allowable offer is $160,000. Done. If I can buy it for $160,000 or less, money in the bank. Money in the bank. If I can't, I walk away. See, these are the trade secrets that you guys are overthinking and overanalyzing. You know why? Because you're so desperate to do a deal. Because you only have one deal. When you have 15 deals sitting in your lap, sitting on your desk, you can cherry pick the best one and run with it and be done with the rest. This is what I'm going to show you tonight. Okay? Yeah. All right. So I want you guys to watch this. So I showed you my digital mind on my phone. This is it here. I'm going to find a deal right here live. And so, Rodney, buddy, you better screenshot this because here's your first deal tonight that you can go flip tomorrow. All right. Find me a solid deal in zip code 25705 that I can fix and flip. 25705. Yep. Find me a solid fix and flip deal. Perfect. Send it. This is how easy it is, ladies and gentlemen. Now, this is going to take some time, and I want you to watch it work. This is how simple for all of you to say, I don't know how, I don't know where, I don't know what. I've solved those problems for you. I want you to sit and watch this. This will take about 2 minutes, but it's going to show you and find a deal that's on the market, that's ready to go, and Rodney can capture it and have it under contract in the next 30 days if he does this and does things right. Okay?
Working harder than me.
Yeah, it's working harder than me. This is the absolute secret sauce. Remember I told you guys I was giving away some free training? You're watching this live right here. If this was all preempted, this would spit it out in seconds. But you can see it running through, cross-referencing, reanalyzing. It double checks, triple checks. We've built this so that there's no way it can make a mistake.
Some people were saying,
QQQ, can it analyze apartments, commercials? Absolutely. Gail, great question. Love to find out. Yes, Jared. Gail, I'm focused on multifamily properties and commercial properties. Great. As remember, so both Gail, Jared, remember in the very beginning, we laid out all those opportunities. The very first one was multifamily. Do you remember that? I see you in ChatGPT. ChatGPT is the platform that it runs on. It's all my data, all my experience, all my exposure of all the deals we've done built into this brain. It is the platform that it runs on. That is correct. But if you go throw this into your chat, I can't guarantee what you will see, but I promise you, I would not put a dime on that answer. Okay. So it found a real candidate, not theory, 4733, Altizer Avenue. The question is not whether it's cheap, it's whether the rehab leaves enough spread to concern. So see, it found a deal, but now it's analyzing the numbers. Watch this. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to watch this because not only is it going to just start analyzing the rehab and give us the absolute numbers, it's also going to throw some comps in there so that we have validation as to the ARV. 3-bedroom, 1 bath, 866 square feet, listed for $44,000, built in 1932. Ladies and gentlemen, this is real data. The verdict, renegotiate, not a clean buy, but a full ask until you confirm roof, HVAC, foundation, electrical. It gave you instructions. It didn't just say go make an offer. It told you how to analyze and evaluate it. At 36,000 to 40,000 becomes interesting. At 44, tight. At 50, walk away. ARVs 115 to 125, and guess what? There's your 3 comps, ladies and gentlemen. Make an offer. Use conservative 120, keeping the 75% ARV rule minus the rehab. Your offer's at 48,000. You walk away. Rodney, there's your first deal. I'm not going to go into this very much further. This is how powerful our tools are. You guys can use this every day, all day long. In fact, there's even a program inside this called scheduling, and you can say, you know what, it's midnight, I'm going to bed, but by 9 o'clock tomorrow I want 5 more properties on my desk. It will run these all night long the same way you just saw it, have you 5 more deals to start analyzing and running. Now this is the other tool. So that chat gave us guidance and direction, but maybe you're out driving around and you find a deal, you need to analyze it for profitability and confirm all this and know that it's a workable deal.
3-bedroom, 1 bath.
Yeah. There we go. You plug it in here, you plug in the zip code, because we want to make sure that the scope of work and all that is accurate.
Close to Columbus.
Yeah.
Let's say it was like that.
Is that those 866, but that's fine. Yeah. 866 square footage.
Yeah.
Okay. And let's just say maybe we don't have pictures. We want a mid-grade fix and flip. It said it needed it. It said it's 70,000, but we go down and we can, we probably don't need a deep clean. Deep clean's fine. Light fixtures, hardware replacement, interior. We know we don't need to replace the interior doors. We can remove that. All right.
I don't need door.
Yep, don't need door hardware. And exterior paint, nope, we didn't need that. Landscaping, yes. Entry door replacement, no. Go ahead and go down. All right, so we're at 60,000, which we know we were at. Now analyze it. 48,000.
And would say
120. And it doesn't work. Doesn't work, ladies and gentlemen. At those price points, it does not work. You know why? Because it didn't factor in the carrying cost. Jump back over to my slides. This is what I want to show you guys. This is why you need to have absolute confirmation. On the first glance, it looked like it worked. But when you get into it, because people forget about the carrying cost. We just showed you how fast, I mean, it in a demo, flopping back and forth between cameras and monitors, we just demoed this property out to know that there had to be some modification. This is what you guys can do all day long with absolution, okay? But here's why that deal didn't work right here. Extremely important, carrying cost. Nobody figures in the carrying cost. They look at the spread. If I'm buying it for 48, I put 50 in it. It's got a $30,000 spread. I'm good. Wrong. It just showed you that you'll lose $4,000 on this deal if you do it that quick, that fast. Carrying costs is the one thing that we as a hard money lender bail more people out because they didn't budget in time, cost of carrying it. The mortgage, the utilities, taxes, listing fees. There's another $7,000, $8,000 in every deal that nobody plugs in. This is what we do with you, for you. Our tools are guaranteed to show you profit or not. And when it's not, you leave. You walk to the next deal. The formula is simple. Once you get the inputs right, you'll know whether it's a good deal or not. Short-term lending from professional lenders is the way to go. Okay? You get these numbers wrong, ladies and gentlemen, you will lose your shirt every time. This is why we've built these tools, to protect you so that you can sleep good at night, rest assured that your deals are profitable.
Yeah.
Overestimating your expenses all the time because there are always something that comes up that you didn't even think. Absolutely, Gail. You're absolutely right. Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely. Great job. And the other thing that we're going to work with you on is how to make sure the sellers say yes. You've got to know what and how to say to get them to say yes. There's always pride in every situation, but there's always a pain that needs to be brought to the surface. We have seen over 20,000 transactions in the last 12 years. We work with over 13,000 clients. We know how to guide and direct you to getting your first deal and making it a profitable deal. Okay? The next step is where the money dies. This is where 99% of the deals we bail out come in. This is the step you do not want to do alone on your first deal. Scope of work and the rehab on something you've never done before. I can promise you there's people in this tonight that have gotten misquoted on scope of work. Yeah, I didn't see it. Being able to know how to run your scope of work is extremely invaluable. Hiring a contractor. Contractors will make or break every deal. Not some of them, not partial, every deal. Your contractor will make or break it. We interview the contractor with you to make sure they're the right person for that project. And catching things up front is so important. When you don't know what you don't know, you need a coach. You need somebody who's been there and done that. This is what we're working with you tonight. All three of these things had one thing in common: speed of implementation. Finding the right deal, being able to analyze it, and being able to get it funded. Speed, speed, speed. You can figure this out alone. I've given you all the secrets tonight. And you can continue doing what you've been doing, and you're going to continue being where you're at. Or with the tools and someone coaching you, you can turn this around in the next 45 days, get your deal under contract, and in the next 45 days, have money in the bank. Your choice. And it's the same thing going to a gym. You can go to the gym, you can work out, or you can get a trainer and have them show you how to do it right to maximize the results. It's the same thing. Okay? Knowing this is not the hard part. Having the confidence to do it is. Let's say you find a deal, but you don't know how to find the seller. Skip trace it. This is how you run them down. It means finding the owners, their phone number, and their address. You can go to the county records. That's free. Or you can use a service. And they'll give you, because the county records may be accurate, they may not be. And I need you to remove old school ways of doing things. You make calls, you mail them letters, you send them a text. This is how you find those sellers. Skip tracing and or county records get you that result. So now you found the deal, you've analyzed the deals, now you start making contact with the sellers. This is how you land your first deal in the next 45 days. We also show you how to contact and what to say word for word. Make these statements then be quiet and just listen for their responses. It's not rocket science. Don't overthink it. That's skill set number 2. Okay. Skill set number 3, the process. We've gone through the first 2. We're now on the 3rd. Finding the deal, analyzing the deal, making sure it's worth it, but you can't get it funded. That's always been somebody's problem. I need funding. I need funding. I need funding. I can promise you this. When you have the right deal, the money finds you. Money is never a problem. Money is never a problem. I can promise you that. When you know you have a good deal, people will line up to fund your deals, whether it's a private lender, whether it's a hard money lender, whether it's a partnership, and you never have to worry about using your own capital. Okay? It has nothing to do with your success. The top 1% have less than 10% of their own capital invested in stuff. They understand how properties work, they understand how real estate works, and they understand how money works. They know which capital source works for which deal. Multifamily, Section 8 housing, fix and flip, wholesale, it doesn't matter. That is what's lined up for you. Every deal has a capital source. So let's recap. How we get the money? Hard money, private investors, partnerships, creative financing. All these deals are at your beck and call when you have the right deal. You just need to know exactly which one to plug it into. You own the property, you have 2 ways to move next. You can fix it and flip it, or you can keep it and hold it. Fix and flip it gives you cash today. Buy and hold gives you generational wealth, mailbox money. Okay? So here's the process from start to finish. Let's recap. You find the deal, you review it, you make your offer, you land that contract, you fix it up, you sell it. We walk you through the whole process from beginning to end. And then you do it over and over and over. Okay? Find it. I'm going to recap one more time. Find it, review. Submit your offer. Make it solid. Land that deal. Fix it up, sell it, take your profits, roll it into the next deal, and keep compounding. Day in, day out. Simple. You now have the tools. You now have the knowledge. You have the ability. I told you I was going to teach you for free. We just spent an hour, and I just showed you how to land your first deal. I also showed you some amazing tools that you can be a part of if you choose to. Okay? You just learned how to find the deals, how to run the numbers, how to get them funded. It's that simple. It's that easy. Don't make it any harder than that. Okay? You do those things, you'll start building an empire starting today. It's passive income and generational wealth is at your beck and call. Okay? Picture this. Picture this. I need you guys to slow down right here. The next 45 days from today, you get a deal, you submitted an offer, it got approved. And you know exactly what the numbers are, and you know exactly what your profit's going to be. You now feel secure, you now have confidence, and now you're ready to run through walls doing this time after time after time. That's what we want to teach you. That's what we want to work with you in. Just think about how amazing that would be. Or you don't do anything tonight. And 45 days from now, you're the same as you were 45 days ago. You're still thinking about it. You're afraid to pull the trigger. You don't know if it's for you. And that perfect opportunity just passed you by because somebody else took it down. You've been there. You've done that. You already know how that feels. Let's stop that tonight. Okay? Because right here, right now, we're getting ready to bring on my buddy, my mentor, Mr. Andy Elliott. So hang tight. We've covered so much so far. How to find the deal, how to do the math, the process that it takes. But information isn't alone. You have to take action. It's the one thing we do more than anything. I'm not here to give you more information, more education. I'm here to show you how to take action. And that's all I care about, because action creates results. Results creates profit. At this point, you have 2 options. Take what we've taught you tonight, run with it, continue doing it the old way, and try to figure out yourself. Google things, go on to probate, go on to online courses, continue doing that. Or option 2, do it alongside somebody who's already done that with a room full of people that have done that time and time and time again. We've already showed you how to run this deal tonight. We've showed you the digital mind. We've shown you the AI. We've showed you the analyzer. Does this make sense to you guys? Because this is a live system that's continuing to evolve, and this will continue to help you grow and build no matter what's going on in society. New content coming in every session based upon what's working right now, how people are having tremendous success, real-time feedback, a room full of people that will help you, guide you, and direct you on making the right decisions and actual takeaways that you can use week after week after week. Okay? The other thing that we do is we give you 2 coaching calls a week to where you're guided and directed by a room full of veterans who are taking down tons of properties every week. Every week we look at 20, 25 properties, analyze them, score them out, and give feedback. You can be in that room from now on. Okay? This is our complete program that we're giving to you tonight. For being on this call tonight, when you enroll tonight, you're getting our complete curriculum on learning how to fix and flip, how to do wholesaling, seller financing, multifamily. Multiple people are saying, I want multifamily. This comes with the package. Rentals, Airbnbs, single room occupancies, so on and so forth. 30 years of everything we've done, built from real questions, just like people like you. How do I do this? Let me build a program to show you how to do this. Every model was built because a real client asked real questions, plus all the AI tools I just showed you. You don't know how to submit an LOI? We have that tool for you. You don't know how to negotiate with the seller? We have that tool for you. We have that contract. I don't know how to do JV contracts? We have them. There's nothing you will ever need again that we won't provide for you. Our entire library, our deal analyzer, and more. That digital mind. This is what you're getting tonight. Being able to have my brain, my information, my coaching 24/7. 30 years. 24/7 access to you. Over 20,000 deals built into that so that it analyzes on the spot every deal you're looking at without any emotion. This is where you guarantee success, is when you remove the emotion from the equation. Trained on it. It is trained on all deals that we've done. The ones we've approved, the ones we've declined, why we approved them, why we declined them, so that it builds that parameter, that underwriting guideline to ensure your success. It's not a chat bot. And just like somebody said, they threw it into their own chat GPT and it gave them garbage. Absolutely. I challenge you. You want real evidence, you want real results, use the real tools. Okay? This is exactly why I created the Legacy Investor Essentials program, because I needed this program when I first started and was rebuilding, and it didn't exist. It's built for people just like you to get started, to run and gun, and not have sleepless nights. So what's this value? What is this value? For me personally, I've spent millions in masterminds, seminars, coaching with Andy Elliott's of the world. I've hired every kind of coach there is out there. Real estate, business, mindset. I've invested millions into becoming what I am today. I've spent the last 30 years optimizing this framework, and now it's better than it's ever been, because now AI has taken all that information, all those coaching calls, all that advice from all these gurus is now dumped into this so that you have every answer from every question, period. To say it's worth $50,000 would be an absolute steal. If I had this program after 2008, I'd have spent over $50,000 knowing what I know today. Knowing where it would take me. It would have been no brainer. I would have scraped, I would have sold off everything I could. Knowing what I know, I would have spent $50,000 to make me the millions I have today. It's not realistic. And I know this. I know that you guys don't have $50,000 and you're not ready to spend that kind of money. And I recognize it. So we wanted, with Andy Elliott, and my team, we want to do something special for you guys here tonight. For everybody here tonight, my investment into this is well over $500,000. And I'm not going to charge you that. But I can promise you it will be charged around $10,000 in the future. But because you made a decision tonight, because you're here tonight, because we have special guests here, we're not even going to charge you $5,000. Tonight and tonight only. You get the AI, you get the deal analyzer, you get my coaching, you get everything that will ensure and guarantee your ability to have success for the low investment of $14.97. $14.97. This is given to you tonight. Here's what you're getting. Let's recap. 1 full year, twice a week, coaching with me. My digital mind 24/7. That's that AI. The complete legacy curriculum that has all the tools, all the resources, all the platforms, all the paperwork, all the contracts that you'll ever need. The deal analyzer to make sure in seconds, not weeks, not days, in seconds, whether the deal works or not. And more importantly, a 45-day playbook, step-by-step, that guarantees your actionable plans to go get your first deal under contract. For the low investment of your future, $14.97 when you join today. And we're doing this because Andy's here. He wanted to make a special offer, and he wanted us to make sure that you guys had the opportunity to be successful starting tonight. I've thought about this and knowing how I would achieve financial freedom and not knowing exactly where that would fan out. Being stuck at a 9-to-5 and being paycheck to paycheck, struggling to know that you need to provide for your family. I think we're going to do one thing better, Nick. I think we're going to go to the next step, buddy. I think that because everyone here made a commitment to take action. I think because everybody here has listened, has been active, they've been overly chatty. I'm going to make a commitment to you guys tonight. The normal investment for this is $14.97. And there's so much more we're getting ready to get to. But because every one of you made this commitment tonight and you're serious about a transformation, for those who join right now, we're getting ready to drop this in the chat right here, right now, before this call ends. We're dropping it for $9.97 right here. But let me show you what you're getting. 1 full year, twice a week. That's 8 coaching calls with me per month. My digital mind, a complete curriculum of all the playbooks, all the contracts, all the LOIs, all the forms you'll ever need. The deal analyzer, a 45-day step-by-step playbook showing you how to take action on day one, how to get your first property under contract inside 45 days, the offer letter vault, everything we've shown you tonight comes in this for the low investment of $9.97. Click that link, get signed up right now. The first 4 to 5 days, if you take action, having that property under contract, ready to roll, is the deal we're making you tonight. In the next 12 months, you're going to continue to build a portfolio beyond your wildest dreams. 45 days to your first property. The investor who wins is not always the smartest. The investor who wins is the one that takes action and rolls through it. Here's the protocol guarantee. You do what we say, you follow it step by step, you're guaranteed success and profitability. In the next 45 days, you'll have a property under contract and you'll be on your way to building a huge portfolio. $9.97 is the total investment needed tonight to get the ball rolling. Okay? It's called the Legacy Essentials, 30 years, $1.8 billion, built for you to take off for the next 90 days. You have a choice. Okay? Do you make a decision tonight and change your life? Or do you not make a decision tonight and you stay where you're at? That's your choice. I'm going to stop right here.
Three or four people, finally Russell Brunson comes to me and says, hey man, I just interviewed Andy Elliott. I'm like, yeah, I saw some of his stuff. He goes, do you know that guy's absolutely, like, loves you. He bought KBB 5 years ago when he was a car salesman. He gives you 100% of the credit for saving him and his family's life. And I'm like, no. And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, well, I didn't save his life. We gave him a course and gave him a spark. He's like, no, you gotta meet this guy. And I got to meet this the guy stared at his wife the whole time, held her hand the whole time, like had tears twice during dinner. Just a completely different guy. Like, heart-centered. He said, I made some mistakes in my past. I want to tell you about them. I'm not that man anymore. This is what I'm doing. I care about people. I want to change lives. You gave me an opportunity. Now I'm on fire to help other people. This is a guy doing over $100 million a year. 5 years ago, he was a car dealer, a car salesman.
Wow.
And he said, you made me realize that I was the best at car sales. I could take that and help make other people the best.
Number one, hope everybody's doing amazing. Hope you guys are great. Super important, every single one of you, for a minute. Put a 1 in the chat line if you feel like God's made you for something great. Real quick, Toby, Dr. Toby, can you hear me? I want to see all the 1s in the chat line here if you feel like God made you to be something great. And it's super important to all of you. If you see my shirt here, I know a lot of people don't like to talk about their faith. But I want to tell you, as I sit here and I talk to you guys, there's an opportunity in every person's life where they can change, and there's a fork in the road, and they can go right or they can go left. And if you'll listen to me for the next 20 minutes, I'm going to tell you how I changed my life. And not only how I changed my life, but the things that I learned that I took serious and that everyone can do. Guys, I built me $100 million a year business. That's crazy. This wasn't in the books for me until I started self-development and I found a coach. And so as I listen to every single one of you today, or as I listen to Toby, but I see all of you, what I know is that God made me for greatness. But it was a choice, and I had to make the decision to act on it. And so before I get started, I'm going to give you guys some things that helped me change my entire life. But what I really wanted to share with you, and I listened to Toby's entire message to you, and it's impossible to share everything that Toby knows with you guys in an hour. It's physically impossible. That's why you have a coach, because they continue to coach you. They hold you accountable. They guide you through the way. They're there to answer questions. And I learned something in life. You find someone who's gone where you want to go, and then you write them a check for speed and ask them, how quick can you teach me all this? Because I know life is short and I know I only have so much time. But going back to where I asked, do you guys feel like God made you for greatness? Is I just want to tell you guys, God is a God of abundance. He's not a God of scarcity. I'm out here in Mexico at my beach house right now. I literally can work from anywhere in the world, wherever I want, because of the things that I have learned. I was in an industry of 23 years, and I kept asking my wife, babe, get me out of this industry. Get me out of this industry. And she would ask a simple question, what else are you going to do? And I didn't know. And so I stayed stuck. And how many of you right now, and I just wanted you to put a 2 in the chat line, if this is you, you've been waiting on the opportunity to change your life. You've been waiting on an opportunity to earn more money. You've been waiting on an opportunity to learn how to become wealthy, not create income, how to become wealthy. That's what I did forever. And I want to tell you, the first conversation that I had with Dr. Toby, I wrote down some notes and I wanted to share it with you guys really quick. I think it's super important because, number one, if you guys just learn what he taught me, number one, I have over 50 Airbnbs. I literally owe nobody $1. And it was 5 short years. And I have some questions that I actually asked myself, and I want to ask you guys these questions. They're the questions that when the first time I was with Toby, and I've coached him on things and he's coached me. These are 5 questions that I asked myself. If I wait another 5 years, where will I be? And so if I don't listen to his advice right now, if I wait another 5 years, where will I be? Ask yourself that question as well. Secondly, what assets are you going to own before this year ends? And I really thought about that. And then I put, what fear has been holding me back? You know, because when it comes into getting into something new, or if you've been doing this for a while, normally it's fear that stops people from everything. And then I put, who do I need to learn from instead of trying to figure this out alone and on my own? Can I see something real quick? How many of you, put a 1 in the chat line, are ready for a new mentor in your life? You've had mentors before, you've studied them, you've learned from them, you've outgrown them, but you're ready for someone new in your life. That's how I always am. I'm always looking for somebody because I'm growing so fast. I got to have that new person in my life, that new energy, that new drive. I like keeping things new. I like to learn from new people. Okay. I have my favorites, my goats in the industry, but I like someone new in my life because every human's made differently and they all know different stuff and they do things a different way. And then lastly, I put, what decision can I make today that my future family will thank me for, that my bloodline will thank me for? What decision can I make today? And I'm going to tell you this, he put out an offer for $997 to be coached and mentored by him. I can't believe it. There's nothing you can buy in this world, the world we live in today, that literally $1,000 can get you. But I didn't tell Toby I was going to share my notes with the first coaching session we did, but I want to share it with you. And I want to tell you what I learned in just 30 minutes. And then I'm going to share some things with you that I can share with you that'll change your life. So number one, I had to stop waiting for the perfect time. First time I got with Toby, he was like, Andy, you got to quit waiting for the perfect time. That's your biggest problem. Most of you out there right now, you're waiting on the perfect time to come up. It's never going to happen. There's no such thing as a perfect time. Toby taught me that wealth is built by owning assets, not by saving money. Every one of you right now, saving money isn't what makes you wealthy. And I knew that, but sometimes we fall into these traps. And that's why it's good to get around a guy that really understands true wealth and money. And this guy has invested, and helped people with billions of dollars, okay, in the real estate space. All right. This was a big quote that I heard him say, and so I wrote it down. He said, don't wait to buy real estate. Buy real estate and wait. And I thought, because a lot of people don't really think about that. Okay. So don't wait to buy real estate. You guys want to get it on this game as fast as you can. And I'm going to continue to give you some things that he helped me with here. I remember writing down cash flow changes everything. He said, Andy, how much cash flow do you have coming in? And Toby taught me the difference between 4 different things. And I want you to write these down and see if all 4 of these things are operating in your life. Number 1, active income. He's like, you got to have active income. He's like, you got to have passive income. He's like, you got to have appreciation. And he's like, and you got to understand cash flow. And he's like, if you can understand the difference between active income, passive income, appreciation, and cash flow, you can beat everybody. And that's why Toby is such an incredible coach. I don't care how old you are on this call. If you're 18, if you're 70, you want to learn from someone that understands these 4 key things that I covered. And I remember him asking me this question, Andy, if you stop working tomorrow, would money still come in? And if so, how much? And these were questions that honestly challenged me because I make a really good income. But that question hit me because if I stopped working, what would be coming in? This is why you guys must understand this game. All right. With Toby's, basically his program that he's put together, it teaches you how to find great deals. Okay. Money's made when you buy, not when you sell. A lot of people don't understand this. The reason why you got to learn how to find good deals is because the money's made when you buy something. And that's all that Toby's teaching you how to do, is how to buy, how to buy, how to buy, how to buy. And then also on top of that, how to leverage. And everybody write this down. Leverage is a wealth multiplier. Leverage is a wealth multiplier. If you want to become wealthy, you must learn to leverage and you must learn to multiply. Those of you guys that are just focusing on income right now, I'm telling you, you're going to add, you're going to subtract, but you're never going to multiply in your life. It's never going to happen. Okay. So listen to this and write this down. Good debt versus bad debt. How banks use leverage. You got to understand these 4 key things because this is all about why should we coach with Toby? Why is he the guy? That's the question we should all ask. I remember asking the question, who's Jesus? I'm asking this question right now. Why should we coach and train with Toby? Why is he the man? Well, he's obviously just spent an hour with you guys and he showed you what he does and he shows you what he learned. But I'm going to tell you why. Because he can teach you the difference between good debt and bad debt. And we live in an industry right now and in a world where people they're not very smart with money. They don't understand money that well. And I know that it really upsets people when you say that you don't understand money. But the truth is that we can all understand money better. Everybody put a 1 in the chat line if you believe you want to understand money better. Like, I want to learn more about money. I want to learn more how to become wealthy. Remember, wealth skill is what Toby teaches, how to become wealthy. You guys are going to get a short life here on this earth. And when it's over, I'm going to heaven for eternity. And I hope all you guys are too. And you guys understand like what your goal in a life is. It's to leave your kids better off than your parents left you. Our job is to raise the standards to a higher level. And there are ways to do it by standards, principles, and values, the way we live. But then there's also setting them up financially to be okay. And so good debt versus bad debt. Toby can teach you this. Secondly, how banks leverage. This is huge. Okay. How do we use banks? Most people, you understand what a loan is, but you don't understand how to leverage banks when it comes to taking out property loans and all this stuff. You don't need to have cash. Wealthy people don't use their cash to buy stuff and become wealthy. Why investors use financing? Toby will teach you why investors use financing. Okay. And then how to protect your cash while controlling larger assets. And if I'm saying any of these things to you and you're like, I don't really understand, or I kind of get it, don't you want to master this? Write this down. If you want to become wealthy, you must master money. You must master things that create large wealth. If we go to Google right now and we type in what creates more millionaires than anything else on planet Earth, you know what it gives us the answer? Real estate. And it's not selling houses as a real estate agent. It's understanding real estate. You know what I love about Toby? He's mastered the real estate space. Every one of you on this call are extremely good at one thing. You're extremely good at something. Mine isn't real estate. That's why I have Toby as a coach to help me. Every one of you, you're really good at something. And if I wanted to get great at what you're really good at, I would hire you as a coach. You guys, there's this missing piece in your life. It's a missing piece. And it's understanding every single thing that Toby knows about real estate. And literally for $9.97, he'll teach it all to you, which is absolutely insane. Because $9.97, like the ROI when you spend this with him could be millions of dollars. I mean, at the least, it could be hundreds of thousands. You can't spend $1,000 on anything in the world and get an ROI investment like this. And this is important. The wealthy don't use money to buy assets. They use assets to create more money. Write this down for a minute and look at this. Wealthy people, the wealthy. If you're wealthy on this call, you already understand this. But if you're not wealthy and you're like, I want to be wealthy, then understand this sentence. The wealthy don't use money to buy assets. They use assets to create more money. See, this is foreign to a lot of normal, average people. People just don't learn this. And so I want to ask everybody a question. When you go to bed tonight, wouldn't you like to sleep like a baby knowing that you literally invested $1,000 into a coaching program that you could suck up, and take every ounce of knowledge that Toby has and his resources and his tools about how to become wealthy? And, you know, you probably have to spend $25, $50, $100,000 with people that don't know any better. Toby's goal, every time I talk to him, he's like, I want to teach people how to become wealthy. I love the game. Anyone can do it. And then I wanted to share one last thing with you. And this is a big one. And everybody write this down, your identity. Your identity becomes your income. And people say, well, what does that mean? My identity becomes my income. Well, people start to transform and they start to change their life financially and also in their life by their identity. And so I want you to think, which one are you? Are you person number one I'm about to talk about, or person number two? Person number one, I can't afford it. Are you saying that? When Toby put out that offer, those of you that took action on it immediately, you said, how can I afford it? And you say, well, I'm going to put it on a credit card. I'm going to use it on my bank account, or I'm going to do this. But most people think, I can't afford it. Every one of you right now, the reason why you have to afford it is because you have to start thinking long term. If you don't think long term, you're not going to make it. You're never going to build wealth unless you think long term. Okay? And I'm going to close out with this part of Toby, and then I'm going to share some things with you guys that changed my life. And I wrote this down. Real estate isn't about buying houses. It's about buying freedom. Every property you own is another step towards controlling your time. Who wants to own their time, control their time? All of you do.
Yep.
Not only controlling your time, but protecting your family and creating a legacy that will outlive you. The best time to start was years ago. And the second best time is to start today. Guys, I'm 46 years old as I'm here with you on this call right now. I want to ask, how old are you? What's going to happen between now and next year in your life that's going to change your bloodline? What's it going to be? What's going to happen? This can be the thing that happened. And I'm going to tell you this, until I was 40 years old, I underestimated what a coach could do in my life. Every one of you listen to me. From 0 to 18 years old, I was broke. I was broke. I grew up in a Jerry Springer home. I never had a good example of a man. I never had anyone teach me how to do anything great. And at 18 years old, I got in sales. Sales changed my life. By the time I was 20 years old, I was making $500,000 in income in sales. You know what's crazy is that I stuttered. At 18 years old, I stuttered. I had no confidence and I wasn't a good speaker. But I learned how to sell. Everybody write this down. Sales. Sales is the art of communication. Through 18 to 40 years old, I would earn my way up to earning $2.5 million a year in sales. That was my way income. I never owned my own business. I was a W-2 employee. And literally, I watched a video when I was 39 years old, basically 40. And there was a fork in the road. And someone was teaching something online and they had a course for sale. And this course was $3,000. And I remember sitting there on a computer just like you guys are today. And I remember staring at this button. And this guy, everything he said made sense. I know everything that, well, number one, it didn't all make sense to me because I didn't understand all of it, but I knew I wanted to understand all of it. And as Toby has spent the last hour with you guys know he is very well educated. He knows wealth. He can help you guys make a lot of money. And listen to me, every one of you, you said you want a new coach. You said you want to earn more money. You said you want to change your life. And I wanted to too when I was 40. But I'm gonna walk you through this. I had this little coward syndrome in me. And I was like, the devil's so good at making us procrastinate. I looked up on ChatGPT one time and it said, if the devil was to take me out, how would he do it? And the first thing that popped up is it said the devil would make me procrastinate. That's what the devil does. He makes us procrastinate. He makes us put things off that we know we need to do. And then one day you're going to run out of time. It never happened. And all this impact that you want to do never happened. And your life's over. When they clicked my light out, I wanted my life to count. But I knew at that time it didn't. Not to the level that I wanted it to. And so I'm watching this video, I'm watching this training, and this guy is saying that he can be my coach and I can buy his training system and it's $3,000. The thing is that I literally sat there and I wasn't debating whether this guy was the guy for me to coach with. Honestly, I thought that's what I was thinking, but I was really debating whether I believed that I thought my life was worth it or not. You know, we waste so much time on social media. We waste so much time on being busy. How productive really are we in changing our future and our life and our family and changing our current financial situation and really learning like how these wealthy people become wealthy so that we can have it in our life? And also, honestly, there was this feeling inside of me that I don't know, like I just valued myself at a low level. And it's crazy. I wouldn't tell anybody that. But by the way that I was being slow to make that decision, it literally it really like showed how much I valued my own life. Because if anyone will ever spend money on themselves, it just says to the world and to themselves that they believe that they can bet on themselves. A lot of you bet on other people, but you don't bet on yourself. You say you do, but when's the last time you spent some money to work on learning or building yourself? A lot of you, men, women, you do things for your wives, you do things for your husbands, you do things for your children. But when's the last time you've invested in yourself? This one's for you. And if you take this serious, then it's for them because they'll get the benefit of the results of you taking your own life serious. And I remember seeing this button, this buy now button for this $3,000 course. And this is embarrassing. And I'm just going to tell you guys this because I want you to understand how real humans work. The thing that I love about Jesus, what I love about God, is that God came for the sick, the lost, and the broken. And he's radically transformed my life. And he's introduced me to people and put me in rooms that I'm so glad I had the courage to take action on myself and believe in myself, because the devil was the reason why I was never growing. Because honestly, he owned my mind. Every time I went to go do something, or I thought I was going to do something big, he'd make me procrastinate. He'd make me put it off. The devil was so good at making me think, you know what, maybe we don't need to do it now. Maybe we'll do it next week, do it next month, do it next summer, do it next year. I got a lot going on right now. And he's just so good at not even just telling me not to do it, but just to put it off. And I stared at this button and I literally reached over and I clicked it. I don't know how I clicked that $3,000 button. And Toby's training is $997. And mine was $3,000. I was 40 years old. It was 6 years ago. I clicked that button and I was in that training program for 1 month. And in 1 month, that training system, from what I learned, probably taught me to make about $40 million. Now, some of you are like, I can't believe that. Well, you better believe it, because I'm living a life today. If you go follow me on social media, if you go look at my life, I'm living a life today that I never would have lived. I can't believe that I was this person the whole time. I just never took action towards it. You have no idea what any and every one of you are capable of when you find the right coach and you start learning. Today, you didn't show up on this call by accident. You show up on this call because it was a divine appointment for you guys to meet Dr. Toby Potter, who loves God, who loves Christ, who loves his wife, who loves his family, and who loves teaching something he's really good at. Really, really good at, which is real estate and investing. And he will teach you everything he knows if you're willing to show up and be his best student. And the cost of the ticket's $1,000. I'm going to tell you guys something, because this is how low I thought of myself. And I didn't know this until it happened. I had such a scarcity mindset. Some of you guys have been burned by people. Some of you guys have bought things that didn't work. Listen, I met my wife when I was 26 years old. I've been happily married to her for 20 years, and she's everything to me. I went through a lot of bad relationships before I got with her. Imagine if I would have given up. Some of you guys have given up on wealth. Some of you guys have given up. You think you're too old. You think you've been through it all. You think you know it all. That's not God. That's the devil. And if you've ever read the book Napoleon Hill, Outwitting the Devil, the reason why the devil basically Napoleon Hill was interviewing the devil in a dream. And the devil said, the reason why 98% of the people in this world aren't successful is because I own their mind. I own their mind. I never let them have accurate thinking. I get them to continually drift away from what God wants them to be. And I'm telling you guys right now, don't drift away from an opportunity that can change your family's life and your life forever. And by the way, get excited about life, guys. It's a very exciting time to be alive. These tools that Toby that's going over with you, once you learn these tools, do you understand how easy it is for you to make money now? Do you understand that when you're using these tools, you have the opportunity to talk to Toby directly and ask him how to help you, what you're struggling with, what your situation is, how do I learn this? Like, do you understand that that is priceless? That's how I changed my life. And you know what's embarrassing? And because I love telling on myself, because I'm not that man anymore, but I used to be this man. There was a money back guarantee. It was a 30-day money back guarantee. And I bought that course for $3,000. It changed my life. And a coward. I walked up to my wife 30 days before it was almost over. And I asked her, can she help me get my money back? That's how small, how big of a loser I was. It was so embarrassing. And you know what Jacqueline said? She said, Andy, you know what karma is? And I said, yeah. And she said, do you believe in it? And I said, I mean, yeah. And she said, if you spent $3,000 and this person taught you how to change your life and now you want your money back, how do you think this is going to work out for you? And I said, you're right. And I felt like a coward and I felt stupid. And I went and I left and I used the training that I had learned. And literally today, 6 years later, I'm 46 years old. I run $100 million a year business. I'm in the best shape of my life. Me and my wife and my kids travel the world. I have been able to do things that I never dreamed of I could do, not in any lifetime. And the whole time God wanted this for me. I know he did. But the thing with God is that he gives us choices. And you all have to make a choice on this call tonight. When you go to bed tonight, was yourself, your family, your dreams, your goals, was it worth $1,000? Will you bet on yourself? Will you put your back against the wall and see what you're made of like I did? Hey, I'm going to invest $1,000. I'm going to trust in a coach that he's going to help me. I'm not going to have the scarcity mindset. I'm going to show up in abundance and I'm going to see what I can learn. Thank goodness I bought that course, because if I wouldn't, number one, I wouldn't be here with you guys right now. And secondly, I'm going to tell you this, I wouldn't have this life. I learned how to leverage money to make me money. I literally learned every single thing that I needed to know to build this life that I have now. And you guys are getting the opportunity to do it today. Some of you, you know a lot already. Guess what? There's more potential in you. Some of you, you're earning a lot. Now it's time to go to the next level. Every one of you guys, you're one coach away, one accountability partner away. You're one decision away from changing your life. So the question to all of you is, I made the decision when I was 40 and I still make the same decision every single day. I spent $8 million in the last 6 years on self-development. I don't play when it comes to investing in myself and developing myself, because I know what happens. I know if you'll just let me in the room, I'll learn everything they know. And I'll go and I'll learn it twice as good. And that's what Dr. Toby wants. Dr. Toby wants every single one of you guys to learn every single thing that he knows and go and take care of your family. I want to ask every one of you tonight, if you were to die tonight, is there a legacy left behind? Are you the ones that took the risk and built a life that people will look up to in your family for hundreds of years to come? I am. And I made that decision and I believed in myself. And I hope to give you guys that courage today and to tell you that I shared some things that Toby taught me, some things that all of you want to know. And he's so generous. He's such a good man. He loves his wife, Angie, with all his heart. He knows that every single one of you on this call tonight has a boyfriend, girlfriend, husband or wife, family or kids that you have a direct responsibility to take care of, to protect, and that every one of you have asked and prayed for a bigger life. Can I just see by a show of like putting a 1 in the chat line, how many of you have prayed a prayer for God to help you find a bigger life, a way out, a way to financially set your family up, just a new path? Well, when you pray that prayer, God sends other people across your path to answer that prayer. That's what he does. When you ask that prayer, we're sitting here today with Dr. Toby, who's willing to pour into every single one of you in this entire training system and program. Everything comes with a price. When you give your life to Jesus Christ, to God, there's a price. When Toby took him, 40 years to learn everything he knows right now, you're going to learn it for $1,000, a very small price. If you don't do anything today and you get off this call and you do nothing, there's a price. I know what price I'm not willing to pay. I'm not wasting any more time.
Amen.
So every single one of you right now, Toby, I'm going to hand this over to you, but I want to give something to every one of you on this call that has the courage to bet on yourself, just like I did. Okay. I have a year training program every Sunday night. I coach on sales and leadership every Sunday night. Every Sunday night I teach on it. Okay. My company sells. I have a training and coaching company that sells leadership and sales. Leadership, you're all leaders and you're leading your family, you're leading customers, you're leading phone calls, you're leading everything. You're self-leading yourself. And then also sales is what I've been great at my whole life, which is the art of communication, speaking to people. And all of you here, when you become a better speaker, your life's going to change. My program in my company is $5,000. My team sells it every day, but every single person on this call tonight, every one of you that takes action, that buys Toby's $997 system, that gets Toby's coaching for $997, my package is $5,000. I'm going to give it to every one of you for 1 year for free. Now check this out. I don't need you to give me $1. I don't need you to pay for anything. You know what I want? I want you to make the same decision that I made when I was 40 years old.
Wow.
That's all I want you to do. And I want you to see what will happen. And if I have to bribe you to do it, to give you a $5,000 training package for free, I'll do it. You know why? Because I would have never guessed what would have happened if I wouldn't have done it. I don't know what my life would have looked like. I knew I needed something new in my life. I knew I needed some new information. I knew I needed another good man, a good coach in my life. I knew it. And I knew if I didn't do it, nothing stays the same. Things either get better or worse. My life probably would have started getting worse. I would have never become this man, and my family would have never got to enjoy the life that we have now. Here's what I'm going to tell every single one of you guys right now. Okay? There's a link, and I know it's in the description box. I know it's in the chat line.
Yeah.
You guys click on that link. Okay? And you spend $997 on you, your family, your bloodline, and you change your life right now. And watch what Dr. Toby does. Give him the trust. Trust him. Listen to me. It's very simple. If you don't trust someone, if you don't believe them, don't spend $1 with them. But if you do, when I go to the gym and my gym trainer's in there, you know what I do? I shut my mouth, I pay him, and he helps me get in great shape. And what I want, and I know Toby's heart, and I know what he wants for you guys, and I know what his motive is. He wants every one of you to be financially free. He wants every one of you to learn this wealth skill that most people never understand. Most people are so illiterate when it comes to money. They don't understand all these things. But Toby is extremely educated, and he wants you to know it. He wants to teach it to you. And by the way, not only when you learn it, can you use it in your life, but you can also teach people that you love.
Right.
Think about that. When you learn it, you live it, and then you teach it to others. How priceless is it what Toby's going to teach us? And so I just want to say, Toby, I'm grateful that, you're not one of these coaches that's out there that has $100,000 training packages for us to go have to pay that much to learn all this. And that you're so generous and you and your wife are so awesome and you're willing to teach it for such a small amount of money. And the reward on this is so big. People trade money for results.
Mm-hmm.
That's all they trade money for. And the results this will give people is so big, it's insane. And so I want to give all of you guys the courage to make this decision right now. Tell the devil to shut up. Okay. Tell your mind that amygdala that's living in you that always tells you stories, why you shouldn't do it, why you can't do it. Tell it to shut up. I'm too busy. Shut up. Change your life tonight. Change your life right now. God has a big plan for you in your life. And you have prayed and asked for that prayer to be answered. And when that prayer gets answered, which is happening right now on this call, right now, do you have faith to take action on it? Do you believe in yourself enough that when he answers the prayer, that you'll take action? Yes or no? There's no fence here, guys. You either go to the right or you go to the left. But you can't sit on the fence anymore. The reason why a lot of you right now don't have the life that you want is because you've had a chance at some point in your life and you didn't take action on it. And you found out that someone else did. I had a buddy that bought SpaceX when it was nothing. We know what just happened to him. Okay. He literally spent $100,000 on something. And guess what happened? He spent $100,000 on something and his wife tripped when he did it because they couldn't believe it. Guess what? It's like $10 million right now. What do you think she's saying to him today?
Absolutely.
You guys aren't having to spend $100,000. And by the way, the real estate game is like SpaceX. It is like crypto. It is like stock, except for if you type in on Google, which is the mother of all internet, it says what creates more millionaires than anybody else. It's in the real estate game, and it's not being a real estate agent. It's understanding an investment, understanding investing, understanding money and investing in properties. And now that Toby's created this new tool, it's insane. And so listen, I love all you guys. Toby, any and every person
Okay.
on this call that purchases, I'm going to make sure that they get access to 1 year of training with me, which is just a side bonus every Sunday night. They can jump in and train with me for free. It's a live call. And then also they'll get access to all the sales and all the leadership training curriculum so they can learn how to speak, how to talk, how to negotiate, how to close deals. Everything that's taught me to be wealthy along with your skill, I believe it's a perfect match, but they don't have to pay for it. They get it for free as long as with you and your coaching. So
Amazing.
listen, God bless everybody. Your family's worth it. Just do it. Do it now before you talk yourself out of it. Toby, can we drop that link in the chat?
Dropping it right now, buddy. Dropping it right now.
Okay. And then I'll make sure that everybody before they go to bed tonight has access to my entire training system. And then Toby, I know they're in good hands with you. I love you guys. Who's going to be the next big testimony? Who's
Yeah.
going to be the next big story? Who's going to be the person that, you guys already know what your story looks like now. Who's going to be the person that in 2 years from now is telling their story about how you were on a call, you took action, and then you get to tell a story like I'm telling today. Okay, there's the 99%, the rest of the world that says, I can't afford it. I'm too busy. I got things going on. And then there's the 1% that says, how can I afford it? I can't afford not to do it. And that's it. Life is short, guys. When you get opportunities like this and you get a choice, just like God says, I'll give you everything you want, but it's still a choice to yours to take it or not. Okay. And so I love you guys, Toby. Great job on everything you do. And every single person that joins your program, I know you're going to radically change their life. I know.
We have something else too. I want to mention to you. We've got some VIPs that are on here.
Yes.
And so the VIPs, we've got your list. Stay on till the end because we got something else, a special deal from my man right here. And
I love it, man. And as I'm jumping off, I just want to tell every one of you guys, listen, sometimes we forget about this guy. Sometimes we try to do it on our own.
yeah.
Sometimes we're so busy, we're in our own head, we're trying to fix our own problems, that God is providing an answer for us, but our perspective is just garbage and we can't see it. And I just want you guys to see, God gave us a very short life to live on this earth, a very short life. Okay. And I don't know how old you are right now, but I know it's going to go by really quick at no matter what age you are. Guys, when you get a chance to learn, jump on it every time. Always bet on yourself. $1,000 isn't putting your back against the wall, not for anyone here. Okay. You guys want a big life. Toby's going to teach you how to do it. This is true freedom, guys. That way you can do whatever you want with whoever you want, whenever you want for the rest of your life. Okay. So it's a choice, guys. Make the choice. I did it. It paid off. I'm so grateful. And so Toby, you're my brother. Love you. Make sure everybody gets that training system set up for free. And all everybody has to do is buy this $9.97 link right now. I mean, it's nothing. Most of you already have. And if you haven't, you're missing out.
Yeah. It's been amazing.
Yeah. Don't be telling people that, you want to be wealthier. You want to make more money. Whenever given an opportunity to do it, you don't jump on it. Okay. And I don't know who all you've coached with before, but it wasn't Toby. Once you train with Toby, that's what I tell people. I'm like, it wasn't me. If you're with me, I'm going to change your life. If you're with Toby, he's going to change your life. And the cool thing is every one of you that right now joins us, you get Toby and me.
You get it both. You get 2 for
Crazy.
1. 2 for
Yeah.
1.
Yeah. So love you guys. Have a blessed day.
Everybody, thank you so much. Enjoy Mexico, buddy. Hey, everybody. Was that amazing? Unbelievable. Andy Elliott is the bomb. You know it. We're going to jump right back into this. What we're getting ready to share with you is the final stages. Now, I'm going to recap real quick. You saw the digital mind. You saw the analyzer. You saw how quick, how easy, how simple you can have your first deal under contract. This is what the 997 encompass. I'm going to recap. And again, for you veterans, hang tight, because I know you've been sitting on pins and needles. We got something even better for you the next step up. But real quick recap, Legacy Essentials, you get 1 year, 2 times a week coaching with me. You get my digital mind 24/7. Being able to type in a city, a zip code, find an area, find a property, analyze it, put it under contract, run. It doesn't get any easier than that, ladies and gentlemen. All the education, all the information, all the curriculum you'll ever want, I promise you. And if it's not there, tell me, I'll build it for you. Okay? And the deal analyzer to absolutely make sure it's a good deal or we walk away. That's what you're getting. Okay? You know what we used to have to do? Old school, it's out the window. It's a better way, a new way, an absolute way that puts you in front of all the competition. There's no reason to be doing things old school. There's no reason to be doing things by yourself. Take advantage of progress. Capitalize on it and make millions doing it. Okay? When you take action tonight, you get all those tools. You get Andy's coaching. For the VIPs, hang tight. You got something special coming there. Okay? Here's what it's going to look like to get your first deal. Everything else gives you just the tools. This hands you the exact playbook on what you got to do for the next 45 days. When you sign up, the very first call you make is with me, not with a team member, with me. When you click the link tonight, when you register, not only do you get immediate access to Andy's coaching, but you book a call with me, and we're going to build out your 45-day playbook. This is a step-by-step, not information, not education, but action. How do I do this? How do I do that? What's my next step? This is how you guarantee having a deal under contract in the first 45 days. This playbook right here. That in itself is worth $5,000. Okay? Being able to write contracts, it isn't sexy. We did it all for you. Remember the curriculum. It's all in here. Contracts, for sale by owner, lease options, JV agreements, how to make offers and LOIs. All this is done for you. You don't have to worry about anything anymore. All that stress, all that anxiety, all that nervousness is thrown out the window. It's now up to you to execute. And there's no more excuses. Okay? No more. This is the whole package. The AI, the curriculum, the contracts, the coaching, step-by-step playbook, everything that you wanted, all done with the deal analyzer, special bonus. Here's what's amazing, ladies and gentlemen. I don't have $997. Great. We have financing. We have financing. When you click that link to pay, there's a button down there that says apply for financing. Those that aren't, never will be. Okay? Here's what you're getting for $997. One last time. I recap my coaching, the digital mind, the complete legacy curriculum, the essentials analyzer tool, 45-day step-by-step action plan, and everything that we talked about. Okay? $997 straight up, one-time offer, tonight only, no excuses. And I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, just don't test us, okay? Click the link. This is what you're going to see. Get booked now. As I said, there's financing. For those who are serious about scaling, for those that are really want to do 6, 7 deals a month, want to know how to find off-market, distressed properties, this is the tool you want right here. Let me demo this. Can we go to the very beginning of it? So when you sign up tonight, you're going to get a login portal just like this. Yep. Go ahead.
I can see it.
Okay. Yeah. And you log in. And as you can see right here in the off market button, there's 8.4 million properties. Now, remember I said, in order to have success, you have to have the right deal. I gave you the 4 categories: distressed, vacant, foreclosure, probate, tax liens. We want to narrow this down to a distressed property, distressed seller. I'm not going to analyze 8.4 million properties, but Rich, watch this real quick. This is how simple. We will custom build this for your area, your counties. So the first thing I want to do is I want to narrow this down. So I want single family. So I'm going to click that property type. Then I'm going to tag it as a distressed, foreclosure, pre-foreclosure, auction, probate, tax lien. Okay. I want to make sure, remember I told you, I do not want any owner-occupied properties. I want this to be a non-owner occupied. So owner occupancy is going to be absentee, and I want it vacant. Boom. Now I'm going to go up there and apply my filters. We went from 8.4 million to 1,800. And if you can see the tags here, foreclosure, vacant, vacant, foreclosure, pre-foreclosure. Ladies and gentlemen, this just narrowed my deal down from 8 million down to 1,800. I can even narrow it down to a zip code. I can go as low as a zip code and pick my deals, but we're not going to do that tonight. I want to show you the power of this. Now that I've got my properties ranked from highest profitability to lowest, 9.1, 9.0, 9.0, 8.8, 8.8, 8.7, all that. I'm going to click one. We'll just click one. The next thing I do is analyze it. I click on it. I hit my deal analyzer. Here's our golden rule. If there are no photos, we're always going to prepare for the worst and hope for the best. So we're going to run this deal as if there are no photos. Okay. So we're going to say this property needs a full gut rehab. We have 3 options. We have cosmetic, mid-grade, and full rehab. Now, based upon this property in Chicago, our AI has said, what is the cost of living in Chicago? Because we all know the cost of living is different in Chicago than it is in Tampa, Manhattan, Los Angeles, Dallas. The AI says, I'm looking at the zip code. I'm analyzing the cost of living. So therefore, my cost of repair, cost of materials is dead accurate. And it said, based upon this 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2,080 square foot house that was built in 1916, the cost of a full gut rehab is $153,502. And here's how I know this is accurate, because it didn't round up or down. It gave me to the final dollar amount, the cost. Now I can go through and customize it. Over here on the left, I don't need permits. I can remove that. Yeah, that's good. Go back at the HVAC. So let's just assume it's got a good HVAC system, so I can remove that. Electrical upgrade, I don't need that. So I know by walking the house what it does, but this customizes that cost. Now, here's what gets good. Remember me telling you that a contractor will make or break every deal? And the reason why is because the scope of work was not absolute. Now that I have a guesstimation of my rehab, I'm going to go down and print this out. So next, scroll down to the bottom, and I'm going to download my PDF. And now I have a full line item cost of rehab that I'm going to walk this property with my contractor. You don't need this to get the property under contract. but you need it to close. You need to validate it to close. We're going to make assumptions, get it under contract. We know it won't be worse than this, but as it gets better, our profit grows more. So I've got my scope of work. I set it aside. And when I get this under contract, I'm going to walk it with my contractor to validate and confirm. Next, I need to make sure there's profit. I go to my profit analyzer. And as you can see right now, everything is in red. Meaning if as is, this is all things stay equal, this is a no. What would it take for it to be a go? So I scroll down and it says my max allowable offer is -6. Guess what? We walk.
Not a full gut, yeah.
Not on a full gut, we're out. Okay? We're out. We go into the next deal. But we have 1,800 deals to evaluate. I don't need to waste time on this one because there's nothing I can do on a valuation of $190,000 ARV. If there's any rehab at all, this property just doesn't work. Why waste time on it? You can probably get it for $3,000 or $4,000 or $5,000, $6,000. Doesn't make it a good deal. I need you to understand this. Now that you have a multitude of properties to analyze, you're able to cherry pick the deals that are going to make you good money, not the deals that you're going to squeak by on. Okay? Any questions on this? If we were to buy this property, go ahead and put the purchase price at say 5,000. Yeah, do mid-grade. Do mid-grade. What is it? It's still a negative. Well, there we go. So let's assume that we walked it and now we know our scope of work is only going to be around $60,000. We're now ready to make an offer on the deal. Our max allowable offer is $56,781. I now want to submit an offer. So I'm going to go into my submit an offer tab. I'm going to put my offer price at $56,000 and I'm going to generate my LOI. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm now good to go. I know my max allowable offer. I know my max rehab. And if all the numbers stay inside that box, this is a good deal. And I know what I'm going to make with absolution, no emotion, no uncertainty, no uneasiness, with absolution. If my numbers stay inside this box, we're good to go. If they ever bounce out of it, we walk away. It, ladies and gentlemen, is the Legacy Elite. Prior to this, you had the Legacy Essentials. With the Legacy Elite, you still get my digital mind. You get this tool that allows you to now find off-market distressed properties in your area by the hundreds. No more guessing, no more trying to sift through and understand. This finds them for you. You analyze them, you set them up, and you churn and burn. I need you to understand there's two programs we talked about tonight. Legacy Essentials is $997. Legacy Essentials is a $997. It's everything that we've talked about. The coaching, the digital mind, the analyzer, the curriculum, all that is $997. And when you enroll tonight, you get Andy's program. Okay. If you want to upgrade to the Legacy Elite, which is all that we just talked about, plus this operating AI system, it's $99.97. This right here has transformed more people in real estate overnight than anything else I've ever seen. And I've been doing this for over 30 years. This right here takes all the guesswork out, takes all the legwork out, all the hours of going into public record portals, going into PropStream, going into all these other systems, pulling them down from different portals, throwing them into an Excel spreadsheet to underwrite them, trying to put them into categories and track them. This removes all that, puts it all into one system so that you can underwrite. And what all my students are doing is they're basically evaluating about 10 to 12 deals a day, submitting their offers, and watching this thing just churn. Okay? You know, Andy said this right here. and I want to repeat it. The best time for you to get into real estate and transform your financial future was the first time you thought about it. The second best time is right now. You've been thinking about it. You've been tossing it around. You've been envious of it, but you've been scared. Not knowing who, not knowing what, and not knowing how. Tonight we have demonstrated an absolute secure way for you to jump into real estate investing with little to no investment and start scaling overnight. Whether it's as simple as give me a zip code, give me a property, let me make an offer. Even just running test runs on it. Because the more you do it, the better you get. Hey, Toby's AI. I submitted an offer on XYZ property, and this is what I did. This was the offer I gave. Here's the numbers I gave the seller. Here's what the seller told me. How can I redo that better next time? Boom, there's your answer. We have VIP people on here. For those VIP people, pull them up. I want to tell you what you're getting. So Andy Elliott did a one-day event with David Coggins. It is not public anywhere. Nobody has it. You can't find it on YouTube. You can't find it in his portal. You cannot find it anywhere. And it is an amazing one-day event. They both ripped their shirts off. They both did challenges. They inspired. It was like, I don't know, like 2,000 or 3,000 people in the audience. And it was just unbelievable. Because you all upgraded to VIP tonight, because you're here in the room tonight, we're gifting that to you. You get that when nobody else does. He just texted me and said, hey, I want to give these people who are part of your program this link, and they can watch it. This one-day event with Andy and David, two masterful men that inspire millions. He said, Toby, it's not on YouTube. You can't find it anywhere. It's not anywhere. And nobody has it. We just haven't made it public. But for the VIP people, because of what you're doing, I'm going to let you give it to those people tonight. Hey, Toby's AI. I'm a brand new real estate investor, and I want to know if I start looking in the zip code of 99705, is it a good area, good zip code to start looking to invest in real estate?
In the 99705 zip code, North Pole, Alaska, the median home price is about $369,890, up 1.7% year over year. Homes are spending around 56 days on market, down from 63 last year. Median rent is about $2,350 per month, which is up 30.6% year over year. Overall, it's a mild seller's market, though rising inventory might give buyers more leverage soon. What would you like to dive into next? Recent sold comps or rental cash flow?
So let's look at, because it's Alaska, let's look at rental cash flow. I think I want to go into long-term generational wealth. So I want to build some rental properties. Is that a good market to look at, and what would be my strategy?
In the 99705 area in North Pole, Alaska, the median home value is about $395,000 and median rent is around $2,350 per month, which is up about 30.6% year over year. The gross rental yield is roughly 7.1%, but after about 30% in expenses, the net yield drops to around 5%. It's an okay yield, but not exceptional. So long-term success depends on buying well below $300,000 and keeping costs tight. What's your next move? Do you want to test a specific property or check comparable rents?
Hey, let's pull it up here. And we'll see if we can find, let's see if we can find a deal for Lori in Alaska. Now, it may take some time. So while Nick is going to see if there's any strong rental options in Alaska, 99705. We're gonna do that. And I'm going to, Sean, you wanted to look at 91801.
99705.
Yeah. So I want to look at, hold on. Look at 91801. Tell me about that zip code and if it's good as a fix and flip or a long-term buy and hold.
In the 91801 zip code, Alhambra, California, the median home sale price is about $925,000, up 4.3% year over year. Homes typically stay on the market for around 40 to 54 days, and average rent is about $2,547 per month, with only 0.6% rent growth. This is a balanced to slightly seller's market, but rent growth is weak, so if you're aiming for a long-term rental, you'd need to buy below $700,000 in add value. What kind of next step do you want? Comps or deeper cash flow modeling?
So, are people, is the population growing? Is it declining or is it stable?
Population in the 91801 area, Alhambra, California, has actually declined slightly. As of the 2020 census, the population was about 82,868, but by July 2025, it was estimated at 79,820, roughly 3.7% drop since 2020. Overall, it's a population decline of about 6.3% since 2000, averaging around a 0.5% drop per year. So the area is seeing contraction, not growth, which could limit rental demand or long-term appreciation.
So I wouldn't be buying in that. Hey, will you throw this up on the screen while they can see it, analyze it?
Sure.
Tony, let's do yours while we're doing this. And so I want you guys to be watching. We're looking for a sweet deal in Alaska, if it's even possible. But let me do Tony's real quick. Let's move over to 11501. Tell me about that market, and is it hot, cold, or medium?
In the 11501 zip code, Mineola, New York, the median home sale price is about $720,000, up roughly 4.1% year over year. Homes are taking about 49 days to sell, slower than last year's 22 days. Meanwhile, average rent is around $3,620 to $3,900 per month. Overall, it's a slight seller tilt market. Prices are rising, but the pace is slowing. What would you like to do next? Pull specific comps or break down rental cash flow?
So again, I want to ask this question. Is the population growing or is it declining?
In the 11501 zip code, Mineola, New York City, the population has grown slightly. From the 2010 census, it was 18,079 people, rising to 20,800 in 2020, and an estimated 21,376 by July 2025, about a 2.7% increase since 2020. Overall, it's a stable to mildly growing population, though growth may have peaked around 2021.
Yeah, and Tony, because the population in that area is only 20,000, you're not going to make a lot of money. Now, as a rental, you would make pretty good money on rentals, but you're not going to make money on fix and flips because you don't have a buyers moving into the area. You guys need to also look at population. If your population is 20,000 or smaller, you don't have a demographic of buyers unless it is a right next to like a suburb of a major metro that's going to bleed into it. So we have to be cognizant of that. I could ask that question, but we won't. I just showed you guys real quick how fast we can put a plan together. Now, Nick just did this deal. So we found a targeted deal in Alaska, 3483 Hurst Drive, North Pole. There is really a North Pole, Alaska. I did not know that. It's right next to Chris Kringle's house. Not a clean buy, but a possible burr. Okay, which in Alaska, everything's a burr. Yeah. List price 109, 3-bedroom, 1 bath. Showed some comps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
But what's interesting too, their sale list prices.
Average list price is 102% above list. So the sale is 102.8% above list price. That's powerful.
Yeah.
That's
In
powerful.
the North Pole.
In the North Pole, because everybody wants to live next to Santa. 3-bedroom house still currently $2,100 a month in rent. So Lori, here's how powerful our tools are even in Alaska at the North Pole. Since the population in Mineola, New York is around the 20,000, not really growing, what would be my closest metro area that I would want to get into that's got a high demand for real estate?
In the New York metro area, the hottest real estate demand zones are in core NYC, Manhattan, Brooklyn, and Queens, as well as in the suburbs like Westchester County, Fairfield County, and northern New Jersey. These areas are seeing high demand, especially as city buyers look for space. On the other hand, smaller metros like Buffalo and Rochester offer affordability and some demand, though population growth is slower.
There you go, Tony. And this is the playbook that we would build out for you. How to go into those areas, find the right deals, execute them, whether it be wholesale them, take them down for long-term rentals, or even do our own fix and flips. I don't know how far that is from there. Okay. Look at zip code 91761. Tell me about that area. And is it a strong fix and flip or a strong buy and hold area?
In the 91761 area around Ontario, California, the median home price is about $665,000, down roughly 5% year over year. Homes are taking about 55 days to sell, which is about 13 days longer than last year. Median rent is around $3,200 per month, down about 2.6% year over year. And overall, the market is balancing but softening slightly, so price corrections and modest rent growth suggest some negotiation room.
So Sean, you're gonna have to be a really, really strong negotiator, but I'm telling you, here's what I love, Sean. This is where, if you're gonna do it old school, it's gonna take a long time to find the right deal. You jump into the elite where we can go into your county and scrape through thousands of properties. You're going to be able to churn and burn a lot better with a lot better options. Going like we're doing right now is going to be tough because your market is softening, because home sales are taking longer. That means that negotiations have to be profound, and it's going to be basically sifting for a needle in a haystack. You get into the elite, and I'm not trying to upsell you. You can continue doing it that way if you want to. I don't know what you're doing. But if I was going to do this and I want to make $1 million in the next 12 months, I'm going to jump into the elite and I'm going to start sorting through 30, 40, 50 properties a day to find my 2 to 3 to 5 deals per month. That's what my advice would be to you or to anybody else. Are there other programs out there less expensive? Probably. But I guarantee, and here's the deal. Here's the deal. For any of you, I want you to think about this. You don't have to answer it in the chat, but I want you to think about this. For any of you that have bought another program, another course, another coaching program, here's the one thing I'll also tell you. I'll bet my bottom dollar you never got to speak to the guru. You never got to speak to the master that created the programs or that name or face is on the curriculum. I guarantee you that too. Ladies and gentlemen, I am different. When you enroll into our program, whether it be Essentials, the Accelerator, or the Elite, your call, your very first call is with me. I build out your playbook. I give you guidance and direction on what to do for the next 45 days. I am there. My digital mind is now in your pocket. If you're at the Accelerator, you get more one-on-one calls with me. If you're in the Elite, you get a plethora of one-on-one calls with me. Not with my team, with me. Because see, I know what it's worth. I know the transformation it takes and what it does for people's lives. I know the power behind it. I'm not worried. Andy Elliott would not put his name on it, would not stake his reputation. He didn't get nothing out of this. He's not charging you guys a dime. That's a $5,000 program. He's gifting it to you. Why? Because he knows the power of this. He knows the power of me. He knows my integrity. And he knows what I'm willing to do for you. He's willing to back it up. I've spent 3 hours with you guys tonight to give you every opportunity to get out of your own way. Every opportunity to make a choice tonight to change your life forever. There is no tomorrow. Tonight only. One-time fee. Either $9.97 or $99.97. I don't care. And you get all these bonuses with it. After tonight, the $9.97 goes to $14.97, and all the bonuses go away. It's just that simple. Because if you're serious, serious people take action. Those who don't take action never will. Never will. Been doing this too long, work with too many people. So I'm closing it out. We have financing available. We have, it goes down to $550 on FICO. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time, your energy, your respect. Love you guys. Have an amazing future. Let's get together.